My brother gifted me this game on Steam because he saw Queso play it.
Hey! Hey! Jay, get him off me! Talk to me!
Cat named Mojave. I knew nothing of this game going in, but I really loved the game's art style and, I was somewhat interested just based off that alone. Thankfully, my brother gifted me the game and, I finally played it. And I gotta say, what a fun, crazy, surreal experience. Like when I first started playing, I thought it might be some odd cryptid-like game. You got this cat man just walking these deserts. I don't know. But no, like that's normal. What I just said, that's normal compared to what the shit you see in this, The things you experience in this game is just batshit. I can't stress enough how unique and interesting this game is. I'm really glad I played it. Because I just appreciate all the themes in this game and like everything that comes together. It genuinely just feels like, wow, it's crazy. I don't want to go super into it because the game I think really says a lot, and I've only played it once so far. Now, there's some media that I watch, read, whatever, and while watching it, it kind of warps my perception, that like just consuming the media really, it sinks me into that world, really immersive, what I'm trying to say, but way even more so. It makes me feel disgusted while reading, sad, an understanding for the world, for better or worse. And I say this because this game really made me just feel super just in there, I felt like I was living in that world, seeing that shit be done and just thinking, God damn, what the hell, man? Like, and I'm gonna say too, the music, it definitely helps add to it. It gives a strong sense to the world, whether it be something somber, evil, anger. It really completes the experience. It just shows how important music is in horror games to help invoke those feelings. The house with the does is like the real first interaction, And I was so confused and worried how the game would be. I was thinking maybe a little gameplay loop of, oh, kill the animals, yada yada. But then you hear the dialogue, not that type of hear, you read the dialogue, and you start reading some notes around the house. And then you see Mojave come up again and tell you what to do. It feels really unsettling for something so simplistic, and I still wasn't sure what direction the game was going to go in, but it felt pretty strong to have this, seemingly nice family invites you, and for your objective to be reminded, from Mojave. It just feels like, oh yeah. The music, it feels unsettling, but also somewhat peaceful, which I think helps it so much because it feels like, oh wow, anything could really happen right now. Am I gonna actually do this? Maybe something else is gonna happen, It's kind of peaceful music, and and it's weird. The female doe, it kind of starts seducing you or flirting with you, and it's oddly fitting for the game. It feels like it's so crazy. I can't stress enough how, how weird it feels. Like this doe's flirting with you. You gotta kill these guys. This also feels kind of weird. They're like, oh, this is a family. I don't know if I want to do that. And it's even more batshit when the husband catches it. It feels so batshit. I can't stress it enough. It feels like the perfect setup for everything going on. So, obviously, this guy starts attacking me, first point hitting on me. And obviously, we went in with the objective to kill him. It's interesting the game puts you in this. Obviously, I think it's supposed to be like, okay, you gotta fight back. This is life or death situation, And it did make me wonder, could I have killed them sooner? Because I did have the knife, obviously, and that was the objective. Or was it always gonna end up like this? I'll probably be replaying it again because fantastic game. But I also want to see what else happens. And I think it's very important that the game makes you feel like this, right? Like, oh, could I have changed something? And even if you can't, it still feels like, damn, that was quite the choice that happened. So as soon as you blast him with the shotgun, you start hearing these goofy ass screams that go on for so long. Now, clearly it's the other does screaming for their lives, running in circles, fear and terror just in their screams. But it's like really goofy sounding. And obviously they're doing it in circles. They're not doing a good job at getting away. But they do it for so long, it kind of stops becoming funny. It feels really dark. Like, yeah, it is a bit goofy, but also because they're animals and I just shot the husband, right? I think so, yeah. And I think it's really because it's the game, already has this setup of how odd and weird things are, that it has this perfect blend of like, I wouldn't want to say dark comedy, but kind of. So after killing the others, And you gotta double tap this guy because you lived. I feel like that's a really nice, appropriately dark touch for this game. Go back to Mojave. You gotta cut up the bodies, prepare the bodies for Mojave in the basement. There's a radio that plays while you do this, and I think it really helps add to that feeling. And you know, it's just so funny. This radio's just playing in here. It cuts off outside of the shack. It's funny. It really makes me feel like, and I don't want to sound corny, Dexter. You know, you're cutting up these guys while this specific music's going on in the background. You're doing all this, but not in like a goofy way. Like it just genuinely, it feels dark. Just have this like specific music set while you're doing all this. Like it's some type of daily routine you're doing, you know? So you go back to talking to Mojave, and it's him dancing to some sick beats. It's really weird because I feel like there's a line of cringe, try hard, edgy, and you know, edgy done right. And while I do think it was a bit goofy, I think it works and makes sense for this. Like he obviously didn't want you seeing him do that, so it was like kind of fine. But you know, it kind of stuck out to me. But I don't think it's like that bad. It's just a little odd. And like I said, I'm not gonna go super into it. I do think there's a lot to be said about the game, and not from me. But I do just want to give some thoughts, and because the game really left an impression on me, I just want to have a little record base of all the things that happened, you know? So the next part is the corn maze, and goddamn, I thought I had an understanding of the game, and it would just be like a simple walk to the next place and kill that person, but the maze was a lot longer than I thought. And the music, goddamn, the music that goes along with it, it gets so memorizing, but in like a goddamn crazy way. Like, it's like you kind of get sick of hearing it. It's like ingrained in your head, but not in an annoying way, you know? And then you come across these enemies, the scarecrows that work like sleeping angels, if you know what that means. You know, you gotta look at them every now and then. Keep looking at them, I'm pretty sure. And I just felt so goddamn crazy, like constantly needing to look around for these scarecrows and making sure they don't move. And what's up ahead while this maze and the music's going on. Goddamn chickens started chickening. And I was just like, oh my god, where is the exit? I feel like I've been in here forever. Did I just walk in a circle? I found a hole? I don't know what it is. Easter egg reference? I don't know. But I did like it. Lots of crazy shit in the maze. It was really crazy. So at the end of it, Scarecrow ends up getting you and you're trapped. But thankfully Mojave comes and saves the day. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I was like mid-writing my thoughts and I was like, is Mojave not real? Is he just like your repressed feelings that making you do all these things you really want to do? We'll see. But yeah, he saves us and we continue on for the next target. But we find this random bunny who wants to find her glasses. Now it felt so odd just to find her out here. Well, I didn't think too much of it and just continued on because I find the glasses, whatever. And man, this next level is actually so beautiful. Like I said, I was a pretty big fan of just the game's art style alone without even seeing the game. And wow, it really takes it to the next step. I stood in the level for a while just admiring the scenery. Like, wow, what a gorgeous game. And I feel like it's important to see something like this, and you know, I feel like you think of a gorgeous game, they're like, oh, what graphics card do you need to run that? Like, you can have some beautiful games without some realistic scenery. This is insane. The music alongside it, really good, really good. Despite being very pretty, really weird stuff going on in this spot. You know, tons of dead bodies, weird flesh thingies. And we go on to find the secluded church. There was a guy wandering around the church. I have no idea why I did it. It generally feels like it makes no sense why I did it. I killed him. I don't know why I killed him. I feel so bad about killing things in this. I don't know. I did feel bad afterwards. Like, oh damn. So after a kind of goofy puzzle, we go into the church and find these, maybe it's disrespectful to say, cultists? I don't know why I was like worried about saying the cultists. Yeah, they're cultists. And like, am I disrespecting a religion here? No, these are cultists, clearly. So, you know, in short, they want you to kill them so you can set them free. I tried to deny, but they have a key in their body, so you just have to. I killed them all. But one. It kind of felt worse, actually, to leave just that one alone by himself while all his friends are dead. And then afterwards, these weird eye things showed up in the sky. I really love this game's visuals and stuff like that because it makes you wonder, you know, the significance for it. You know, are these things we killed? Are we being judged for this? And, you know, it's the best part. You can shoot these things. Which I love that, you know, because obviously you don't need to, but it's just like a little extra thing like, maybe this even adds to the significance of them. Maybe this says something about you. So we end up back with Mojave and have a talk. He tells you how much he likes doing this and if you feel the same. He offers you a piece of meat, from these people you've killed. I decline personally, me fellas, I decline that, no. But then again, it's just me and we're human, so I don't know. He force feeds you anyways though, and pass out. We end up waking up to Mojave showing us the bunny we talked to earlier. Tied up, stabbed, she's dying. He tries to use it as a learning lesson about attachment and that he did it for us. Real crazy shit. Like, again, batshit. Really all I could say. And even though we barely see this bunny once, it just felt like so goddamn evil. Like, holy shit, this guy saw us have like one friend. Like, not even a friend. And he just did this to her. It is really crazy. And I feel like you have to feel something from this. It's so funny. I don't usually feel so immersed in games where I'm like, oh man, but it just felt so evil. You hear her breathing and gasping for air while he's saying all this. I genuinely decided to kill her, regardless of maybe being able to save her later, because I just felt so bad. I'm like, wow, I need to put you out of your misery. I'm so sorry for even talking to you. I remember I killed that poor fella at the church. I don't know. Crazy. The game really makes you feel something, I'd say. Yeah, so with all that in mind, we're set to the next kill. And he tells us, don't listen to this guy, just kill him. Tells us all these reasons for it, but you're like, this guy's crazy. Shut up. I don't care what you have to say. You're a crazy, evil person. And after that shit Mojave pulled, I kind of did want to have this guy maybe like turn on him, Maybe we kill Mojave. So I wanted to talk to him. And yes, this guy tells us how crazy Mojave is. Like, obviously, yeah, everyone knows this guy must be a goddamn crazy ass person. But we find out we've been duped. It makes you feel so stupid, like genuine. I was like, oh wow. I just trusted this guy and I thought, oh, Mojave was right, I guess. I don't know if you can actually kill him. I doubt it because you'd be skipping so much stuff, but the emotions you feel from like the regret of not trying because obviously stay with you. So we get locked up, couple of puzzles. Just gonna skip ahead until we can finally kill them. Mojave once again kind of bails us out. But after everything, we get to the owl and we confront him, but he's in the middle of killing someone. Crazy, it feels so sick that like, oh, I couldn't even save that guy. I don't even know if we would have tried, but before anything, this guy's just rambling and it's like saying all of this shit about like evil sick shit. He's all like, yada yada, I've been caught like this, but you just can't but notice and look around the room, even his like outfit. It's like, what the shit? This sick bastard did all his setups and everything about him. It's like, even though I dislike Mojave, like surely this guy is worse. Like he just seems like a goddamn freak. I almost didn't want to kill him because I wanted him to suffer for what a sick bastard he is. But I don't think there's much you can do, so I just killed him. After that, finish with that, go check on Mojave. And he seemed down. He's sad from just walking up to him, but he changes his face like real quick once you start talking to him. Thought it was just an interesting thing. I think it's like fun to pick up on that. But this is the last hunt he has you on, and as he says, it's an extinction. He wants you to kill the last of this type of species. I head there and goddamn blood serpent. Cool as hell. I'm so curious how this like ties in, if anything, or just an Easter egg. Whatever. Really cool. Love that. We're going to kill this thing and we find a couple of traps and it's set in a laboratory. Like it's kind of scary, but I feel like the owl's a sick son of a bitch where it's like, okay, after that, like surely it's not that bad. But while we're looking for stuff, we hear a shotgun cock. I don't know if it's shotgun cock or load. I wrote it and it sounded wrong. Shotgun cock? That don't sound right. We hear this disfigured, scary sound talking to us. And we gotta imagine this is the absolute most batshit guy, even crazier than the owl. Only to find out he's human. It feels like the craziest twist and so many questions start to raise. But even before that, you see Mojave sneaking in the back. And now this guy's going on about Mojave killing all his friends and explaining he has a plan. You just see Mojave get closer and closer, sneaking up to him. I felt so trapped. It was like, holy shit, please let me do something and help this guy. It felt so disturbing and powerless just to watch it all happen. Of course he kills him and he rips him in goddamn half. It is like so, like there's fear in you, like holy shit, okay, never mind. We didn't have a chance with this guy. Now, you're given the option, like immediately, to agree with what Mojave has done or grab the mask, which, he seems to be afraid of. I do put it on because I'm sick of this guy. He's so evil, but he doesn't care. He says it's cool. again, it feels so stupid trying to do anything against this guy. Now, I'm assuming maybe a different ending is possible if you've done different things, but it just seems like this guy's won. I even tried shooting him. It didn't matter. And the music playing while, this gotta take this guy out of the buildings, limbs and all. It's so matchingly chaotic. You finally head to the basement, see all this stuff, you look around. It's all his kills, weird rooms. This is all just to get your car battery, which was it all for. I was really expecting him to kill me, but no. It was a fair trade in his eyes. Despite me being a human as well. He didn't do anything. He did follow me, and I kind of got scared because he was running at one point, but no. And I think that kind of felt worse. Like, it felt so punishing to live with all that I've done. For him to live with all that he's done. I thought, maybe it would be justice for me to die or him. But both of us living, me driving off, to continue living our lives, like, it just felt so surprisingly evil for such a good ending in which that I live, but like, it just didn't, despite that music playing, this felt evil. But really beautiful game that I'm eager to play again and see what else can happen. I feel a little goofy, maybe I said evil too much and whatever, but like really this game, like, this guy is a menace.